Welcome to Doni Jones Live. I am Tony, the tree lady, hanging out with
that excited guy who has mulch.
Mulch, yes.
Mardy McFly.
Yes.
That is I. What it do, what it do.
What
What's
it do,
wonderful?
what it do. Before we get started, I have to make a public service announcement.
Uh-oh.
Well, first of all, we're going to get started the right way. How you doing?
I am good. Just a little toast.
That's a little toast
Yes.
to life.
Right, to life and everything. Just
And mulch.
And mulch, yes. You know, it makes me think of that song from the Wiz. Can you feel a brand new day? You know, that's a throwback. But
That's
anyway,
that was before your time. But anyway,
I brought the song up. Anyway,
you
yes.
did bring the song up.
But yes, talk
you
to me.
guys. Thank you first of all for joining our show. You are listening to Doni Jones Live right here with this guy Mardy McFly, like he said. But I must make a public service announcement because one of our listeners, who also happens to be now a new client, decided to call me out about 2 weeks ago. Because if you guys have been following this show for a while, you know that Mardy, Morgan's my husband, Marty's my buddy over here. Mardy has been asking for mulch because we are redoing the area at the church.
Yes.
And it has taken me a while to get him his mulch.
But we're not going to
for
talk
free.
about the past. We're not going to.
But he now has some mulch. And I know you can't see this on the radio, but for those of you that can see it, you need to go check us out on YouTube. Voila. We've already started with the transformation.
The transformation has taken place. I'm so thankful that Doni actually, the company actually, Don's Tree Service, did actually provide us some mulch, and they're going to be coming back, giving us some more, which I'm thankful for.
That's right.
And yes, it started.
That's right.
You know, the change has started. And I am
at St. Mark Lutheran.
At St. Mark Lutheran here in East Point, Georgia, because what we're doing is the first Sunday in June, we're going to have back first time live in person church, but we're going to do it outside.
Yes.
You know, so we're changing up some things to make it new, and I'm really excited. You know,
I'm excited for you, man.
And I'll be honest with you, this has made me learn some more things about me.
Really?
Really.
Okay, do tell. What did you learn about yourself, Mardy?
That I am out of shape. I'm old. And I just can't do what I just thought I could do, you know, years ago. Because we went out here and started like shoveling and trying to push it around. And I got like 2 good scoops.
Dude, this is a lot more than the 2 good scoops. This is amazing.
Okay, she ain't following the story right now.
Okay.
I picked up 2 scoops with a shovel.
Yes.
And spread it out.
Yes.
And I was done.
Then how did it get spread?
I had help. It ain't just me. I just realized where I'm at. I ain't see where everybody else is at. I just realized that, you know, doing yard work on this scale takes a lot more energy and endurance, and you have to, you know. So I saw myself like, you know what? I need to get some more exercise.
But guess what? He's a beast behind the mic. So that's all that
we
matters.
working it. We're working it. But
you're
no,
a beast behind
I am.
But it does look good. It really does.
And it kind of teaches me something. Just a little bit of something beats a whole lot of nothing, because just this little bit started. And then I'll share a little story too, because it takes a community of people to start doing change.
Yeah.
You drop this out here, and it's been sitting here for a minute.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie, but one of my members that I thank so much, I'm thankful for so much, decided to get up. Him and his mom came out and started on the spread.
Yeah.
And it's like, dang it, that means now I gotta get up.
That means,
you know.
Okay, so wait a minute.
But
that means that
they inspired me.
They inspired
you.
So what that means in your life, for our peoples out there,
yes,
is that you could be the catalyst for change just by getting up and being the first to do something.
Yes.
So that lady and her son were the catalyst to help you kind of get motivated.
Well, I said the other way, the son and then the mother.
Okay, the son and the mother.
Yeah.
Were the catalyst for change.
Yes.
And I think in our own lives we need to be the catalyst of change.
Right.
But I think you redoing this area kind of goes back to what we were talking about a couple weeks ago with repurposing and working with what you have. Like, we're doing this transformation not just so that it could benefit the community and benefit St. Mark.
Right.
It's also a way for people to see that what you have is enough. You just need to concentrate on fixing it up. And then you'll attract more of what you want.
And, you know, and just really, I'm learning a lot with this, because once you have the vision and you sell the vision and you tell about the vision and you really get behind it, fully committed, then other people buy into it and they can start seeing it. You know, and that's one of the things that I realized, like, oh, wow. put the vision out there, start working on it, and now that we've started, I can see it more and more. And I'm like so thankful. But I got a question though.
Sure.
And this is a question about mulch because I didn't think about it afterwards.
Okay.
I know you cut down like dead trees. And
trees
that have
hazardous trees.
Yeah, hazardous trees, and some of them might have disease in them and termites in them.
Yes.
Does that kind of come over with the mulch too?
Well, it's hard to answer that. Okay.
Don't be scratching the mic now.
No, I wasn't trying to. Okay. When we chip up the mulch, it's like such an aggressive thing to go through the chipper, and then after the mulch sits for a while and it's hot, it kind of burns up, or basically helps to kill whatever was in it. But if you do have diseased trees, I don't suggest using the mulch because sometimes there are organisms and bacteria that can still live in that. So we are very particular about about what mulch we give out and what mulch
Now, I know I'll put you on the spot, but act like we're on radio, okay?
Okay.
Do you just hook up your friends with the good mulch?
No,
and the ones that, may not pay their
everybody.
bill on time, you like, well, I'm going to just give y'all we got
so I can kill the rest of their trees.
I'm just saying, right.
No.
People got their, angle and stuff.
No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We're going to keep it 100 and try to help people and try to make a difference and take care of their yards.
Now, I am going to ask this, and I know it's going to be a little bit hard for the people on and listening to us on the radio to see this, but in our next segment, I have some trees here. Okay, because a couple of days ago, we had a big storm here in Atlanta.
Yep.
All right, and I noticed some of the trees here at the church have the limbs fell down, in the back of it, and I'm curious to find out. Is it a sick tree?
Right.
Was it too much weight on that limb when the wind was blowing?
Yeah.
But just like preventive maintenance or preventive, just to say, okay, is this?
I like that.
And I like to get your.
I would like to help you with that.
Yes.
And actually, that's one of my passions. A lot. Literally had somebody else ask me, y'all don't ever talk about trees. Well, for those of you that don't know, as I mentioned earlier, I do own a tree service here in Atlanta, Georgia. Beautiful Atlanta, Georgia. The name of the company is Don's Tree Service, and I am a certified arborist. But a lot of times on the show, we don't talk about that.
You don't like talking about that?
No. I didn't say like.
No, but we don't.
No, we don't. But it's kind of like, well, you're a pastor. You're a pastor of St. Mark. And by the way, high five to you on that amazing sermon that you did. And you got a little write-up about how awesome it was.
Well, it's certain things that you just take credit for. Like, I feel like if I do a sermon and I don't get cussed out, booed, or anything like that, it was okay.
Well, I actually watched that. I watched whatever you put up on I think it was Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
It showed
Sunday.
up in my YouTube feed. Why? Because I subscribed to his page.
Hey,
so you guys need to subscribe.
Yeah.
Doni Jones Live, subscribe, but also subscribe to St. Mark Lutheran.
Yeah, St. Mark Lutheran Church. We're on Facebook, but you can see us on YouTube. Yeah. All of our services are there. And I really want to be serious for a second. Just giving a shout out to the church was called Christ Our Shepherd out in Peachtree City.
Yeah.
And they were doing something, a seminar or a series that is really impactful. And I would almost throw this out there for people to think of a different way of saying something.
About that second segment, but go ahead.
Yeah. We'll talk about this. I was going to ask you about my trees on the second segment.
We're going to do that, but we got.
It was interesting because the topic was about, instead of racism, it was about gracism.
That's what I was gonna ask you about.
Okay, well, you know what? We'll just touch on that right now.
But go ahead and touch on it. No, I think it needs to be talked about.
It's a way of, if you're involved in something, in a situation where you know that it's a racist situation.
Right.
Sometimes giving love out and putting like God's foot first, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Approaching things with grace versus just always being about race.
Yeah.
And then also being inclusive of people that's in your congregation or in your company, in your family.
Yeah.
Making sure you know or being aware of who is not being heard. What voice at the table is not there.
Yeah.
And trying to include them.
Yeah.
And because I think that if we deal with awareness of the other people, then we can start building those relationships and make them better. And so that's what the whole thing was about. So I really appreciate it.
And I appreciate you putting that message out there, because I think now more than ever we got to start putting ourselves in other people's shoes. That does not mean that we negate or we not admit that there are some problems we need to work on. There are some race problems, sex problems, community problems, whatever. There's problems we need to work on, but specifically with race.
Yeah.
I don't want to negate what has already happened, but for us to move forward, we're going to have to build a bridge.
Right.
And Tyler Perry talked about building a bridge. He talked about how he wants to be the arc or the bridge of communication so we can kind of meet in the middle.
Yeah.
But while we're meeting in the middle, we do need to address those issues.
Yeah.
And I feel like as a community, it's like we can't walk and chew gum at the same time. What I mean by that is if I bring up, and you've brought it up, that we do need to build a bridge. We do need to talk to our neighbor. We do need to talk to people that don't look like us, that don't think like us, that aren't politically, in the mindset that we have. But at the same token, when you say stuff like that, people are like, we ain't talking about it until we get social justice.
You got to have social justice, and at the same time, what does that mean?
Well, I mean, what they're trying to say is we want a fair shot and we want to be treated fairly.
Right. And at the same time, what does that mean? Because it's like this, and I say that because we'll say we want equal rights on everything. We want, this and want that, and it's like, okay. And I heard one politician say the other day, we're activists, not politician. He said, yeah, we can march, we can bring awareness, but then what?
Well, I think, it's not just bringing awareness, Marty. It's change. We want to see change.
Right, and change in. Okay, I can understand because they hurt me the other week when all of the police shootings.
Yeah, that was tough. That was tough.
That I can see of giving cops and everything a new way of policing. Yeah. I can see that. In the criminal justice system, it does need to be adjusted, so the crime fits the punishment. Yeah. But
and not just that, but the crime fits the punishment. I mean, the punishment fits the crime, but that if somebody of color does something and then somebody of white does something, they're both treated. Right. The same crime is treated the same way.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And adding forgiveness, because I'm saying racism. Because you see a young, nice, I guess Caucasian girl get pulled over, and it's like, what? Take your time, get yourself right.
Right.
When an African American young man gets pulled over, it's like they already got their gun.
No, exactly.
Hey, put your hands out the window.
Let's talk about that again.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that on the next segment. You're listening to Doni Jones Live. I am Doni, the tree lady, hanging out with
that guy, Mardy McFly. And if you want to make a comment, talk to us, hit us up at 1-888-349-DONI. That's 1-888-349-DONI.
Which is 3664 for y'all that's a little older.
Yeah,
so that's 1-888-349-3664.
Yeah, on a rotary phone.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, much love. We'll be right back.
It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live.